everybody. Welcome to another episode of Crazy Bookish Asians. I think we are on episode 16 now, as it looks like.
I
Woohoo!
know. Ooh.
Wow, time flies. But
We're
look,
going
we're having so
strong.
much fun. Exactly. Anyways, I am Elle. I am the host this month for this book club, which means I picked the book. But before we dive into it, guess let's do a quick intro of the people in the room. So starting with you, Lisa.
I'm Lisa. I'm related by marriage.
Oh, I'm
Emmy.
Lainey.
Oh,
Oh,
Lainey. Okay, go.
I'm Lainey. I'm the youngest sister, the youngest crazy bookish Asian.
He's the
Oh yeah, we
youngin.
never did say that, right? Like we never did say
Yeah.
that with the thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so hi guys, I am Emmy. I'm the middle child.
I'm the oldest.
Are you?
Um,
I thought
I
Elle.
am, yeah. I'm older than
Oh, by
Elle.
7
Yeah.
oh,
days
by
or
few
something.
days. Yeah,
Still,
yeah.
I'm still older. Doesn't matter.
Okay, so I guess I'm the older and she's the oldest.
Right.
Like crazy, but
Yeah, and we never did say
anyway,
that. Right? And
so
Lisa is married to my
Yeah.
husband. So
yeah.
Yes.
Lisa is
I'm
No,
not married.
Lisa is the sister of my husband. Oh my gosh.
This craziness have already started.
Oh, me and my brother would be arrested if I was
Oh
married
my
to him.
God.
You
Yeah,
know what?
no.
Okay, well the book that Elle picked is like kind of Game of Thrones-ish. So I guess see the brother sister thing. It's on theme by
Oh,
mistake.
God.
So there you go.
What? Bigamy and incest.
Mhm.
Wow. Woohoo.
Yeah, so I mean, okay, so for folks who are tuning in for the first time, we are sisters by birth or by marriage. And we promise no incest,
Not married to my
no
brother.
bigamy.
Yet, not yet.
Oh my God. So yeah, so we laugh a lot in our meeting. We talk about the books, we talk about our feelings about it,
We talk
and
over each other.
yes, we talk over each other. So enjoy the episode. So we'll just get right to it. So because like I said, I picked the book this month, and oh, I don't have the books. If someone has it,
Oh, it's okay.
but
I'll post the graphics on the screen.
perfect. It's so what we read. So I picked spoiler alert by Olivia Dade. So I think they're new to us authors, like from all of us. So
Yeah.
this book, okay, so let me see if I get this right. So it's about two characters, about two people who have hidden I guess like second identity outside of their normal identity. So we have Marcus, he's the male main character who plays Aeneas, I guess, in a series based on a book. And it's all about that. It's all about Aeneas from, I guess, from Virgil, right, Emmy?
Aeneid, yeah,
See, I
Aeneid,
asked
yeah.
Emmy because Emmy is our kind of like our intellectual
Shut up.
brat.
Resident Game of Thrones person.
I know,
Throw.
and like all
Throw.
that Greek mythology and Greek history and Greek literature. So anyway, so yeah, there's Marcus who plays Aeneas in a like some kind of series based on a book. And then I guess he also has a secret identity. He's a fan fiction writer. And then April, the female main character, um, outside of her like profession as a geologist, she also has a secret identity. She's also another fan fiction writer. And then I guess outside of those secret identity, they happen to interact through Twitter, and that's how they met. And then without knowing that they're fan fiction writers, Marcus eventually find out, but that April is a fan fiction writer, but he didn't tell her that he is also a fan fiction writer. So this is their story. I think I captured that right. I hope. So anyways, you can read the synopsis online. Yeah,
After all that.
I know exactly, right?
Elle's had
But
it.
okay,
She's done.
so we'll get right to it. So the first person, I guess, who will talk about their views,
Will be
which I
Emmy
can, yeah, it will be Emmy because she was the last host
to pick the.
um, to pick the book. So she will start us off with her thoughts and comments and feelings about this book. Um, I can almost guess what she's gonna feel about this book, but I'll turn it over to her.
Okay, before we start off, I do want to say we do have spoilers in this
Oh yes,
in this
yes,
book
yes.
club, so it's very appropriate that the title of the book is spoiler alert, and also our opinions. That's what it is. Opinions. They literally don't mean anything. They don't mean they don't like with the author who they are. That has nothing to do with that. These are just our opinions on the book. And on that note, okay, so Elle, you picked such a banger book the last time, which was the Ice Planet Barbarian, and the female, which I actually really did like. So I was rooting for you, man. I was rooting for you. You know that Tyra Banks meme. I was rooting for you. But oh my god, unfortunately, this book just did not work for me, and it was a very close DNF for me, honestly. So I will start off with a good, because I do have pros and cons on this book. So I will start off with the parts that I actually did like. And that is, Elle did mention, because I really do love Greek mythology. So I have read, I have read the Aeneid, and I am a big fan of Game of Thrones, you guys. So I brought props. So
God.
I really love that part of the book, and I thought it was really good how the author did a fan fiction thing within a fan fiction, because basically Aeneid is a fan fiction of the Iliad and the Odyssey. And the fact that the characters Marcus and April were fan fiction writers writing about a fan fiction of, and again, it was very meta. I thought, that was really well done, and I really did like that part. And I also like the minor characters. Like I thought all the people that worked around Marcus and the people that worked with April, they were so adorable. Like Alex, especially, I think is my favorite.
Oh my
Marcus's
God.
right, Marcus's
Yes,
best
yes.
friend.
Mm-hmm.
And also going back to the Game of Thrones thing, with the show, I like that they dealt with cosplay as well, because that's something also I'm kind of familiar with because I've sewn costumes. Although I will say it's pretty sus that April did not know how to sew. As someone who did cosplay, that minor detail, that's one of the parts that irked me. I'm like, unless she's just working with EVA foam, I don't know how she doesn't know how to sew. Anyways, and what else did I like? Of course, the body positivity of the whole book. I love the cover, and I love the fact that that April is a not a skinny, like the usual skinny heroine. I thought that was really it was really great. Like the way that Olivia dealt with that, because I don't care what your weight is. As women, we've all been there. We've all had our insecurities about our weight. I don't care if you're skinny, if like all those insecurities that April had. I think it's safe to say that we all could kind of relate to it, So I really like that part. But aside from that, this book was really rough. It was really rough just because. Okay, so now I will go to my cons. I'll try to not to go on too long. I'm sorry. Okay, so let me see.
No,
Oh, do it.
say it
No,
all.
we're gonna
Say
we're
it
gonna
all,
time you. We're
Emmy.
gonna time you.
I know. Let me look at
Oh
the
no,
time.
she's putting on her
I know.
glasses.
I'm putting on my
guys.
glasses.
Oh no,
It's
Okay.
it's serious. It's serious business.
serious business, man.
So that trope, the whole miscommunication trope. Okay, it's it's a trope that I've never really been fond of. But if it's well done, I'm okay with it. But here, oh my gosh, I don't understand why Marcus, given all the opportunities he had, did not reveal to April. I just did not understand that part. Why he did not reveal to April who he was, even after a month. I think like at one point he was already staying with her. When
Yeah, they were living
they were
together.
living
Almost
together
kinda,
almost,
yeah.
and I was
Almost
like,
kind of living
yeah.
together.
and
Yeah.
oh my god, the back and forth in his mind about, oh, because of my career and stuff. And I do understand, especially in the end when they reveal what happened to Alex. Spoiler, Alex, the co-worker, ended up revealing at close to the end of the book about how he was a fan fiction writer as well, blah blah blah, which was another issue I had with this, because I'm like, all of a sudden everyone's writing fan fiction, like as if it's like such an easy thing. Okay, like,
Of
I can just
course.
write. So that's another
Hello?
thing.
I started fan fiction writing because of this. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm like, the question, who isn't writing fan
Oh,
fiction?
exactly.
And not only that, like, they're good fan fiction. I'm like, oh my god, are you freaking kidding me? Anyways, so going back to that, there was a part here where Alex, I will read a quote from the book when Alex was talking to Marcus. Okay, this is what Alex said. I think, based on everything you've told me, that she deserves someone who can be open and honest with her under a single name and identity. His friend's voice had gone raspy, tired. Can you do that even knowing what it might cost you? So even like at that point, I'm like, okay, Marcus, this is what Alex is telling you. Just go. If you're not willing to be open to her, don't break her heart. And I'm like, oh my god, please just end the book right here. Like, please just let Marcus walk away, because April is too good for Marcus. Honestly, at that point, I'm just like, it was really frustrating. And I think just the whole I was just waiting for that ball to drop, the whole a big chunk of the book. That's why I couldn't enjoy it, because I was like, when is it gonna happen? When is it gonna happen? Like that angst. I don't like that angst. I know a lot of people like that, but that's not my cup of tea. I'm sorry. And also the insertion of the between chapters, the server bits, the fan fiction, and then scenes from the thing that broke the story for me. It wasn't. I didn't think it was funny. I didn't see the why the author did that. Like I felt, for me anyway, it broke the flow of the story when they would be like, those bits when in between the chapters there'll be the server bits from like 18 months ago, a year ago. I'm
Or
like,
bits about the
Yeah.
show that
I
he was
did
on,
not.
right?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
the old
yeah.
movies he's done, and I thought I did not like that. Then too much talk about Marcus not being stupid. All right, okay, I understand why Marcus pretended to be stupid, blah blah blah, because the dyslexia and stuff like that. But oh my god, I'm like, show it, don't tell it. I think it's just like, oh my god, he's sorry. I don't want to. I know there's like three other
let,
people
let
that
it
have.
out. Let it out.
Let it
Okay.
out. Let it out, man. Let it
Say
out.
I just, I
You've
I
got your
thought that was
glasses
too
on. Let it
much.
out.
And then the scene after the museum. What was my note here? Scene after the museum. That's all I put.
What was the scene? What was the scene?
Oh, it was a date. Was it the date when they went on a date and then
Yeah, they went
Oh,
on a
they
date.
my
kissed?
gosh, when Marcus suggested about going to the gym. God.
Oh.
And then she got so angry, and I'm like, girl. Okay, even at that point, I kind of
Yeah.
got pissed off at April, because I'm like, if that was bothering you, just tell Marcus, okay, this is how, what your suggestion to me about working out and the eating, this is how it came across to me, like, instead of just like, oh, okay, well, like, you offended me, I'm not gonna say anything, bye. Like, I don't know, for a romance book, I thought that was just. There was just too much insecurity between the two characters, honestly. I think that was my biggest problem with Marcus and April. Marcus is too insecure
Right.
about, the dyslexia and stuff like that. And then April with her body, which I understand. But at the same time, if you're reading romance and you're promoting body positivity, I feel like, I don't know. It was really frustrating just to read so much of the inner turmoil when you're like, all you need to do is just talk to each other, basically. And that's, okay. Oh yeah, and then that fan fiction, Alex writing fan fiction. Oh, the meeting with April's parents. Okay, that was so stupid. I don't know where Marcus got the idea that okay, I will leave April alone and just talk to the whole time talk to the ASS that. I was like, what was that? That did not make sense even for a fiction. Okay, yeah, and then I get predictable ending, and then at the end, I just didn't really like April and Marcus. I think that's, yeah, I think it was just too much of the insecurity. I think that's why it bothered me so much, and yeah, just I couldn't understand why Marcus, even with all the instances, like April has proven that she's trustworthy. Marcus just refused to, like he.
Oh,
Oh, I think
A
she
lot of
disappeared.
contradictory
uh-oh.
stuff for
You
me.
We
So
disappeared. You
lost
disappeared.
Emmy.
Oh,
We
there.
oh
lost
no,
you.
No, no, you're
hello.
back. You're
We,
back.
we
Yeah,
Okay.
lost
you're
you
back
for like
now.
5 seconds.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
you
sorry.
got blanked out.
Oh my,
Wait,
okay, okay, I'm
repeat,
done.
repeat
Okay,
what
I'm
you
done.
said.
No, that's it. That's it.
Repeat.
I'm done. I'm done. No more.
Are you seriously?
Oh my God! Is
No,
It
she
did
is
not like. It
forgot
did
that
not
she's
like
done.
my whining too much.
the site is like
No,
Can you
you
see
weren't
me?
enough?
Can you guys
whining.
see me?
Yes,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, I'm
Now,
okay
now
now.
we
Okay.
can.
That's about it.
Okay.
I think, like, yeah.
The site's like enough whinging.
I know I was whinging too much. There was so much whinging. So
Oh
yeah,
my
that's
God.
yeah. So
Well,
it was really only the 50%, but even then, like, oh, the steamy scenes, I didn't think they were hot. I just thought they were kind of boring,
yeah.
honestly. So that was it.
Oh my God. Okay.
Well, thank you for that,
Sorry.
Emmy.
Okay,
That's
thank
Okay.
a
you.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's a good insight. So I also have a lot of thoughts, but like I will let the other
Yeah.
let folks think. So who's next? Maybe Lainey.
Okay. So this book for me had a lot of potential just because, as a plus size girl, I like reading about plus size love. So I like the elements of it. Like, I mean, I like the premise, but yes, like Emmy, the book was not a hit for me. Again, look, I actually wrote notes. Guys, I wrote notes.
Oh, wow. And see, I was gonna say I didn't make notes this time
I didn't
Oh,
either.
because
I
of
mean,
how I felt, and I'll say why. Okay, yeah. So go
okay.
ahead, Lainey.
So just because I finished it when we were in Buffalo, so it's like okay, we went for a weekend getaway, and I was finishing it one night, and I'm like, okay, before I forget. So I'll start with the pros. I actually like the character, April's character. I thought, again, like Emmy, more so in the beginning and then the end, because you think the thing I like about like sort of okay, I don't know what was the BBW, I guess the genre, is this what this is called, or I don't know,
Or
whatever.
I
Like
don't.
I don't
Is
even know
that?
if this
I
is
think
like
so. Yeah,
if
yeah.
this is an actual genre, but it's like I like, even if they're bigger, I like characters that are confident, like almost like I don't want it to be a factor in the relationship. And I guess this one, it was just too much of a factor. Like, again, as I pointed out, it is a romance. Yeah, in real life, you can be insecure, but in romance books, I want my characters to be comfortable and to be accepted. And I think, I mean, okay, that's another pro that Marcus did accept her pretty much right away. And he didn't really care. He never even mentioned the whole bigger girl thing. But I guess in her head, like she kept bringing it up because of the history she has. Um, I like that Marcus like just kind of liked her right away. I like that too. That is sort of, he didn't even question, and he kind of just, yeah, she's hot. I like, he's into her, and the chemistry was good, but except for the sex. Like I mean, I liked it, but like the sex was like, first of all, it wasn't enough. It was just like, I feel like they were half written. Okay, not like I want like explicit, but maybe I do want explicit. It's like I wanted more steam. I feel like they kind of glossed over it a bit. So that's kind of negative. I also like it when the topic, okay, so I'm not really into fan fiction. I'm not really into that world. So I had to look up a lot of the the acronyms. Like I didn't even know what like OTP. I don't even know what I didn't even
I
know what.
quite
I didn't.
frankly, I still don't, and I was too lazy to
Oh, and
look
one
it
too,
up.
like AU or something.
A
AU.
alternate
Yeah.
Yeah,
universe. I
that one. I
had
was
to
like,
look that
oh,
Yeah.
up
I was like,
too.
that's
Yeah.
what it meant. I didn't know that
I had
either.
to look that up.
Okay.
I was like, what the hell is AU? Why does she keep saying
Yeah.
AU?
Okay,
What
sorry.
is
So
that?
I actually had to look up how to pronounce Phineas.
yes, I thought I kept saying like anus. Like
But that's the thing, because even with me in my head, I was always just saying Aeneas, because depending, I
okay.
think, on what thing. But you said Aeneas. Aeneas. How do you say it, Loisa? Because
Is
it
it
depends.
Aeneas?
I've always said
Phineas? I don't
Aeneas
know.
because it depends on, I guess, what language you're speaking. Like in Greek, it would sound something else.
I
Like
don't know.
yeah.
I thought it was
Anyways,
Okay.
Enos. I'm like, it can't
Enos.
be anus. It can't be anus. So I was
Like,
saying
like they
anus.
like the Italian
Anus?
pastry Edith.
Anus. I thought it was like, I'm like, it can't be anus. I'm like, like I didn't know. I was like, so yeah, I mean the whole prep. So that one was kind of like it nerded out too much for me because I was like, I didn't, like, I don't know that world. I don't know. I mean, I know cosplay, I know all that, but I mean, I'm not really familiar with it that much. So okay, so for the con, so that's kind of the that's the only those are the only pros I have. So as for the cons, okay, this is a technical thing. The writing, sometimes it's like literally felt like run-on sentences because sometimes she's reading text, but like she didn't change like the font, so it just felt like one whole sentence. Like I'm like, oh, that was the text or whatever, that was the message that was sent, but it was like it wasn't separated from the thought. That it kind of felt like
Mm.
weird, like it felt like a weird run-on sentence sometimes. So I'm like, could you just put it in italics or something, like, or like I don't know, put it in quotes. Like it was just kind of like it. She did it a few times too, which kind of annoyed me by the end of it. But I was like, come on. Um. Also, the parents. Okay, I guess they're supposed to be like they are awful, but I don't like the fact that there was literally no redeeming qualities about them. Like there was no, the ending was just like it was so like, okay, I'm not gonna talk to you. Okay, spoiler alert. Like they pretty much just decided not to talk to them. Like there was kind of no heart to heart, and the parents just kind of like assumed to be like awful people, which I feel like is
Right.
not the case. Like it didn't
both
feel like,
parents too, right? Both parents. That was the
yes.
Of
thing.
course.
Yeah, not just one set, both sets.
Right. And by the end, like even April's mom, who she talked to, still kind of didn't learn anything. Kind of like, what? Your daughter has a heart to heart with you? Yeah, you kept like, and you kind of took nothing away from it. And you kind of just kept mentioning her weight
Yeah, she laid
again.
it out for you, and you're still doing the same thing, right?
Right?
She like laid it right out on
She
you,
laid
right?
it right
Yeah.
out that I'm not going to talk to
Mm-hmm.
you if you bring my weight up again. Like, and she still kept bringing it. So for me, it's like, as parents, though, like, how awful do you have to be to not respect your like only child? Like they're both kind of only children, like, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
like, and you're
And they've
willing to
set you,
just,
they've set boundaries, right? And you're still like, yeah.
so that for me was weird. It's kind of like it didn't, like, I mean, even okay, I guess Marcus's parents were a bit better, sort of, kind of. I think they kind of toned it down, but how awful do you have to be to not accept? I don't know, I guess I just don't get it why they cannot just kind of like
It's crazy though. They wrote a paper against the show there's
that your son is in,
that's
like
so
that
I
your
know,
son.
insane.
right? And the fact that she's an educator, and then not realizing that your son
Is
has a learning
It's
dyslexic,
just,
yeah.
disability.
yeah, I
Yeah, and
know.
not accept it. That's what I'm saying. And it's not. I'm sorry, they're not like. They're like they just work for a private school. It's like, come on, you're not. Like,
You don't have a
it's not.
PhD.
I know they're not like how academic. You're not even teaching university level. Okay, you're
No.
like you're like
Oh,
work
and
at a private
I-
school.
is he not professor to dad, or he's just they're just like teaching private
No.
school? Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and what kind of? And then she complained like, "Oh, I'd rather be in school than teach your dyslexic son." So, like,
Or no, I don't think she I don't think that's the thing. I don't think she even
They
recognized
didn't
that he's
recognize. They didn't
oh yeah,
dyslexic.
recognize
yeah.
it. He
No, but
only realized he was dyslexic when he
And
was
he's
older.
adult. Yeah.
like they're so
Hmm.
awful. For me, it's like, how awful are these parents? It's like, but the thing is, they're only children too. Like they don't have siblings. It's like, really, you should think you pay more attention to your only child. but they're like, "Oh, you're stupid and you're lazy." It's like,
Oh, you're fat. That's it.
I know. And then afterwards, I'm like, whatever accomplishment they have, I'm like, you're stupid. You're like done nothing with your life, and like, it's like that for me was like, okay, I get it, but like they're, but like, come on, it's like, no, but it's like, come on, how awful are these people? Like, I just feel like just to give that connection to them is like you have to make the parents that awful. It's like just to make them pretty much stick to each other at that point. Like there's really nobody else that they can turn to. What else? Oh yeah. Oh, I was so mad at Marcus. It's like I'm like, it's true though. Like you waited. I was gonna say Marcus was a little annoying. He should have confessed sooner. That's my note. I was like, a month you're living with it, you seeing the girl day in and out. That annoyed me too because I'm like, how deceitful do you have to be to like, you know what I
And the
mean?
thing was, he was okay just living with that secret his whole life. He never thought of even confessing it.
But what's so every now and then it pops up and like
But he's like,
oh
this
my
is something
god.
she'll never find out.
I know exactly. I'm gonna lose her, and yeah, that's true. It reached a point. She's never gonna find out. I'm never gonna tell her.
I'm willing to live with this. I'm gonna keep this secret for the rest of my life. It's like all those things that he actually pretty much he created this whole like universe, the online freaking world, and he has to act like he doesn't know anything about it every time.
The best part is he created a second.
Second account.
Yes.
And he's mad that he's not getting the same reaction as the first account.
Alex. Oh,
I'm
God.
like, okay, how bad do you feel that you could create a second account deceiving again? And he's responding to her stuff like kind of like some.
Oh my god.
It's like this guy's an asshole. Like, I mean, he's totally hiding everything. Like, how do you hide this person? It's like a big part. He kept saying it's a big part of your life, but yeah, you're like, I'm gonna keep this. She's not gonna find out about it. Oh, here, the final scene was cringe. Oh my god, I hated the whole Comic-Con scene when like they're asking questions, like, and then he went on stage. I was like, oh my god, I hate this scene so much. Like when they're like, when
That's only Hollywood.
I know, honestly, though, as someone who's attended cons, I can actually see something like that happening.
Really?
And if I was in the audience, I'd be like, ooh.
You'll be swooning right there. I'm like, oh.
Okay, I guess I've never been to one, so I was like, oh my god, this is so embarrassing in my head. I was like, if somebody did this to me, I'll be so embarrassed. I was like, so that one, I just said that was cringe. That was my comment. Oh, and then Alex's character, he was funny, but he felt forced to me. Like his reveal at the end, it's like out of nowhere. It's like, okay, I guess they just explained that he's feeling strongly, but the way they explain her, I'm like, oh, she looks like a bird. I'm like, she's plump with skinny legs.
Oh,
Oh.
Okay, I'm like, God, it could have been a better comparison to a freaking bird. I was like, oh, like she looks like a chicken.
Birds with skinny legs are cute. Have you seen those plump birds with like skinny legs? They're adorable.
No, but then but I'm like, I don't get why it's such a big deal. His fan fiction is all about pegging, though. Why is it?
Oh my god, I didn't even really know what that meant. I had to Google that one too. I was
What?
like,
You don't know what
No.
I
pegging?
know what that means. I know what that means. 'Cause I read a lot of MM romance.
Yes.
what the heck is that?
Oh, come on. I mean, I knew what pegging meant. Like, so yeah. So his thing was like, I don't even know why it was that bad. It was all pegging. So I felt like his character. I just
Let's
felt
not
like
say it anymore, okay?
So I felt like his character was a little forced, I felt like it was a forceful comedic relief. It's like they just want a funny moment in there so badly. he was good, but I guess his motivation didn't come across for me because it just felt like, I guess, because he's the next book apparently, so they're just
Yeah, he
leading
is.
up
Yeah.
Yeah,
to the
he
next
is.
book.
He gets the next book. Yeah.
So, but yeah, so those are my thoughts on Spoiler Alert by Olivia Dade. Thank you.
Thank you.
you, lady.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and now over to you, Lisa.
Oh, geez. I feel like I can't compete with the two reviews here. The
No.
passion.
Okay,
'Cause
Lisa.
I have no notes. I have no notes.
I don't
Um,
either.
Speak from the heart. Speak from the heart.
So, this was also not my kind of book. I've never read this woman's books before, so I didn't know. And this is actually my first book on a person who's like of a bigger size, male-female romance. So I did not like April, and I also did not like Marcus. And I didn't like April because I just didn't like the way she treated Marcus, is that she just took everything he did and then just misunderstood him the whole time, right? So yeah, it was really retarded of him to, okay, sorry, I shouldn't use that word, but it was really stupid of him to like ignore her when he met her parents. I get it, but I also understand why he did it, right? Because he did it so that she would avoid having to interact with her a-hole father. So I understood the part why he did it. It was stupid that he did it, but I understood why he did it, right? But she was also at fault because she didn't explain her relationship of her parents to him. She also didn't explain to him her relationships that she's had before him. So that how would he know when he's just innocently asking her, oh, come work out with me, that she would take it to such an extreme to think that he was trying to force her to work out? No, that's not what I didn't even take it like that. The guy's just saying, hey, come work out with me, because he wanted to spend time with her, right? He's not saying, oh, you're like this fat ass and you need to like work out. That's not what he was saying, right?
And he said he's leaving that morning. He has a flight to catch. Like, literally, he explained why. It's just
he's already kind of proven to her that he finds her attractive.
Yeah.
He's already, shown his interest in her, right? And for her to like just jump to this way conclusion and just say, I don't want to talk to you anymore. Screw you. Bye-bye. Right? It's like, you're so stupid, April. Like for a woman who's supposed to be smart, you're a real dumbass, right?
Like she's
to treat him like that.
confident, but also insecure. Like it's
She's
really
stupid.
weird.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. And then Marcus is stupid for not telling her that he is who he was, right?
Yeah.
But also stupid that he put on this persona, in front of, like he didn't show his real self. Like I understand that having dyslexia is like, it's tough, right? I don't have it, but I'm just saying, I'm sure.
But I have a question. Is it really a taboo for people to? I feel like so many people have dyslexia that, I mean, in Hollywood, that I don't think it'll be that much of a big deal.
Why should it be a taboo? It's just, it's not like you put it upon yourself, right? It just,
I don't get,
it happens, right?
I didn't get his insecurity.
People process words and,
When was this book written?
No, well, no,
1600s.
Let me see.
It was written in 1980, Emmy.
They didn't know about dyslexia yet.
No, but I think that made sense because I think he wasn't diagnosed until after he started acting and everything. Sorry, Lisa, go ahead. But anyway.
But it's common knowledge, though, right? Like, I mean, I feel like dyslexia. Everybody knows what dyslexia is.
I feel like a lot of these people in this book, I'm going to use this word a lot, stupid, because his parents were stupid, right? Because they didn't see it, right? And they're freaking educators. Like, hello, are you like idiots, right? You're supposed to look for that when you're a teacher. Go ahead.
It's copyright 2020.
Oh, okay. So not that.
That's pretty recent.
Yeah, that's only 4 years ago.
So that would have made him a millennial, right? And yeah, like people have been diagnosed, like that kind of diagnosis is more common. Like, okay.
Yeah. So what I don't understand is why he felt the need to be stupid in front of people, like as an actor, right? Like. Just be yourself, man. Like, why do you just because your parents were a-holes, right? Doesn't mean that, you need to like follow that path of acting stupid just because they think you're stupid, right? It's unfortunate that he couldn't move beyond that, right?
He's 40. He's not like a child too. He's like 40 years old.
I know.
Oh my God, that's right. He's 39.
He wasn't young. Yeah. So it's not like,
You had
Hello,
time.
like sort your crap out, man, right?
They sounded
But
younger, right? Because it's like,
yeah,
really?
but he's not. But he's like, you know what?
That's
You're old enough
true.
to know. Be yourself, right?
Forgot
Don't
about
like
the
be.
age.
Yeah, and she's like not that old. She's not
She's
that young either. She's in her mid.
36.
36.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
30.
Yeah, it's like they're not like children. They're like,
yeah. So you know what? I was like sort of like Emmy. It was a kind of like almost a DNF. It was almost as painful as reading the FF that you suggested because
ooh,
I was
burn.
looking at the.
I love
Sorry,
that FF.
I didn't. So then, so I,
Oh,
so I
we were
was like
rooting
looking
for
at the
you, Elle. We were
percentage.
rooting for you.
I was rooting for you, Al. I really was because I really enjoyed the alien thing, you know.
Oh yeah, that was
You know,
hot.
and I thought you would bounce back from the FF, right? But you know,
Well,
but this one,
I thought so too.
Wait,
Hello.
no,
you know
no.
what?
We have to wait. Yeah, we have to wait for Loisa's
I
review
had
too.
I had total positive thoughts about this book going in because I thought, okay, it's going to be easy read, right? It's not that it was a difficult read, but it was one of those reads where I really had to like work through it because I really disliked April and the way she treated like Marcus. And on the other hand, I felt Marcus was an idiot and not being honest with her. He was like, I understand his acting thing. I understand that, right? I totally understand it. But on the other hand, she proved herself to be trustworthy, right? So, you know, you living with her, you're doing the dirty with her, you say you love her, tell her, right? No, what does he do instead? Create another persona and lie to her, right? So
And
yeah,
he
she's
didn't
gonna
even,
react the way she is.
but he didn't even offer the information. He got caught too, which is the worst way.
Yeah.
Like,
So yeah, and then and I was waiting just like Emmy. I was waiting for the whole like I don't like that kind of angst either, right? I'm not like I don't like that kind of like waiting for the ball to drop, right? Because the whole book I was like, okay, it's gonna happen. When is it gonna happen? Oh, it's gonna happen, right? So it was kind of like that. And then once it happened, I was like, okay, thank God it happened, right? But I also did not enjoy April's response to it because she was over the top just nasty to him, right? I don't forgive you. Like, what the hell, right? I can't forgive you. And then all this spoiler alert, big spoiler alert. She does forgive him, so to speak, but she never says it to him. And then I think, in a sense, like, even though they both were wrong, she sort of kind of, I felt, okay, that she owed him kind of an apology the way that she treated him, right?
yeah.
Because she basically treated him like he was dirt, right? I won't forgive you. It's like, what are you, the god of, people or something, right? You, like, you're ruler of
He's
stuff, of behavior,
he's
right?
a demigod, remember?
Yeah, but she's not, right? So why is she treating him like crap, right? So it's like,
Yeah. She pretty much,
it bugged me. I wanted to reach into that book, grab April's neck, and then like wring her and say, "You're a bitch," right? Like you are. Like you
oh, yeah.
totally treated Marcus like
Yeah.
he's the piece of crap that that he's obviously not, right? Like, yeah, you're smart, but you're not really smart because you treated him poorly, and he already said he was scared to lose you, and that's the first thing you did was like take off
I
without
know.
even
She pretty
working it
much
out, right?
proved every fear he had. Like she kind of like
Yeah.
forbade
She
it.
failed
Like
him.
she,
I mean, not he failed her, but she also failed him, right? In
yeah.
the end, they
They,
both failed each other, And she didn't really flesh it out. Like I felt the author didn't flesh out how they worked it out, how they reconciled it. It just felt like it was just kind of glossed over. So I didn't like that. That was a
Yeah.
scene at the Comic-Con that you were
Yes,
like, what the
because
hell?
the way it played out too, the girl, like the coworker, like the other character who plays Lavinia, messaged them. So like there was even no attempt for both sides. It was like a
Yeah,
weird.
that's right. Yeah. Like to
It
actually
wasn't.
on their own, right?
Yeah.
On their own to
Yeah.
seek
yes,
each other out.
yes,
Yeah.
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 yes,
So
Yeah,
that.
I didn't like that. I
Yeah.
just totally disliked that, and it's just like, I think it's also because I really felt that April treated him like crap, right? I'm not saying that Marcus was like better, but he didn't treat her like crap. He just lied to her, right? She treated him like crap.
so that's better.
Please, you can lie to me. I lie to you, but I won't treat you like crap.
I mean, they were both horrible, right? But I'm just saying, like, I just
Only
didn't.
lied to her.
I'd rather be lied to than treated like crap like that, right? Like, I'm sorry, but that's just. man. Like, I just felt that she was horrible to him. She was just so horrible. And it wasn't the
Yeah.
first time that she jumped to these conclusions on him, right? It's not the first
Oh,
time. Throughout the whole book, she did it, right?
I
Right.
And
think.
then, but I think what really made me mad, and it's just like, I'd rather be lied to, you know, what really made me mad is when she told him that she couldn't forgive him. That's what made me really mad. And I was just like, you know what? Why don't you tell him that he's the shit under on the shoe right now and just call it a day, right?
Language,
Because that's what.
language.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, what's his
Okay,
name
that's it.
again?
I'm done. That's my rant. My rant is
Lisa.
done.
I
I'm
think
done.
Lisa has a soft spot for Mark.
I know. Where's my Jamie
I
Lannister?
don't either because I think he's an idiot too. But you know,
That's totally who I was imagining.
Yeah, right.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Okay, Elle.
Well,
Thank
thank
you,
you for that, Lisa.
you're
All right.
welcome.
Oh my
Okay, go
god. Okay.
Elle.
Okay,
I
Elle.
think
All right, now it's your turn.
I think for the first time, this is probably a book that we all agree did not work.
Ooh.
I'll just put it out there
Oh.
now, right?
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
When I was reading this, I was telling Joe, I was like, son of a gun. Why did I
should have
pick
picked.
this
I know.
book?
I should have picked the dark romance, right? That's what
I
you were
should have. I was like, why did I pick this book? And then he was like, what's wrong? I am not enjoying this. And then he was
Right.
like, can you change your mind? No, it's too
No.
late. I said I can't change my mind. So honestly, I struggled through this book. I finished it last night.
Oh.
I was worried that I wouldn't finish it because after every chapter, I was like, where am I? I'm like, I'm only half in. Like, I'm tired. So I think, okay, so hearing what everybody's hearing, I mean, I agree with a lot of what you three have said already, and there are things I kind of did not agree. But at the end of the day, you're right. I guess okay, let me just say it this way. This book frustrated me, right? Because I think there were pieces that I loved about it. Um, I mean, I'm a fan of angst, so I actually didn't mind the angst. Um, and funny enough, like I get the insecurities, and I know Lisa that frustrated you about like all three of you frustrated how for someone so confident, like how she's so insecure, and then how she's always jumping the gun, and then just kind of like being like you said like just taking it out on Marcus. But I actually didn't mind it because at the end, like for me, it shows her growth because then when she had time to reflect on it, then she realized, I'm like, okay, why did I do that? Like, I mean, I shouldn't have done that, right? Like for me, that was just part of her growth. So that didn't bother me as much. I also don't like, I'm not a big fan of deception. So that's why I was like, but I knew because of that deception, that was gonna be what's gonna create all that angst and create the conflict and everything. Um, and funny enough, I actually I'm like opposite Lisa because that scene in the car when she was really harsh, like to Marcus about like not forgiving, and I because like I said, because I think after all their discussion about forgiveness, and then for Mark for her finding out like the whole time that Marcus is lying. I thought he deserved every one of that like that that anger or that ire. And then that ending, you're right. It felt so Hollywood, felt so cringy. But personally, when I was thinking like I'm like, let's end that. Can we just end this book? Like, I don't care anymore how it ends. Let's just end it, right? So then I'm not surprised that that's how they ended it with that person on stage because, like, honestly, like, oh, I have a question for the moderator instead of the actual celebrity. I'm like, sure, you know. So I was like, okay, I think this is the ending now. And then around Alex, I actually don't mind him. I actually like how he was so. See, I actually like I latched onto his story because he was so clueless about his feelings about the like his
His minder.
assistant or his
Lauren,
minder,
Lauren,
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lauren, because he said yeah, because what did he call her? That little harpy, like always giving me trouble and everything. And then even Marcus was like, have you ever considered? But then I guess the
Yeah, yeah.
conversation kind of
Yeah.
derailed, right? I thought that was a nice comic relief. Oh my God, I am with you, Emmy. Those snippets of their interaction in the
The
fan fiction
server, yeah,
world and
yeah.
then bit of the script. Honestly, after one or two of them, I realized, okay, this is not adding value. So I would
Yeah.
skip them. I would not even read them.
Oh,
Yeah, I
I should have
skipped
done
them
that, yeah.
because yeah, because it took me out of the story
Yeah.
as well. But then as I was skipping them, I'm like, oh my God, I hope it's not adding value because I've missed chunks.
No, you didn't
I've
miss.
missed. Oh,
No,
okay.
you didn't miss
Okay,
anything.
good to know because I literally skipped all of them. I'm like, I don't need to know. I don't care. So um, I skip a lot of like paragraphs too.
Yeah, yeah.
And like I said, Emmy, there's so much telling and not showing.
Yeah.
But what I found odd was like there were certain times that even though she's telling, she actually did a good job of like explaining, like conveying emotions. And for some reason, I actually like that. Like, but very few
We're
in
like,
between.
which part?
Like, which scene? I know which
I know.
one.
What you talking about, Willis? No.
Only one scene stood out. Only one scene stood out. Like I think this is after they did the deed after the first time where
Yeah.
she said like instead of actually having a conversation, she said that this is what Marcus told her, and that's how she knew that Marcus this is not just a one night kind of like
Oh,
time
right,
thing.
right, yeah, because like yeah,
Yeah,
the way it
but I
like
think so that's why I said very rare, right?
I don't
And
even remember. Oh my gosh.
yeah, but like that's the thing. Like I think that piece, right? And I was actually rooting for you to like this Emmy because of all the Virgil and the Inyat. And I was thinking, I'm like, oh, I hope Emmy likes this at least, but I certainly did not like this book.
Well, no, yeah, I did enjoy that. Talking about Dido and Lavinia, because I actually,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
after reading the Aeneid, I actually know their story and with Jupiter and stuff.
right,
Mhm.
So
yeah,
those parts,
yeah.
I actually thought that was the only part I actually really
But see, I was
wanted to
getting
watch. Them.
lost because I don't know their
Oh,
whole
right,
story. I
right.
don't
I
know
hear
the
you.
Yeah.
contract, and
And she
and
didn't
they're like
explain
I
it.
think
That's the thing. The author,
no,
the
and
thing is,
then
if you're a good writer, you should have been able to explain that even to people who haven't read it. You know what I
yeah, I
mean?
Yeah.
haven't read it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think like you said, Lainey, there's too much. It nerded out too much because like
Yeah.
I appreciate a glimpse of the fan fiction world, and then the whole thing about the Greek, you know, like mythology, Greek history,
See.
and
Well,
everything.
she should
But
have
like,
explained around it. I mean, just assume
Yeah.
that
I know,
not
Mm-hmm.
but
everybody would
yeah,
know.
Yeah. I
but
agree.
it was too much. It was too
But even the
much,
whole
and
fan
like
fiction world, it's like not everybody. I mean, as a reader, I like to read, but I'm
Right.
not really
yeah,
into fan fiction. I didn't know like
I know,
that
right?
life. Like
Yeah,
No, neither am I. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And then I think oh, and then there's so many like superfluous details, like oh my God, I don't need to know every like I think she was trying to paint a picture so it's clear in your head what they're having for dinner or how what the where they're at or whatever. But I was like, you could have just said like that the mom did this or the dad did that or but it was too much. And then even that group text that they have in the maybe I
yeah.
enjoyed the first one, but after a while, it's like, okay, what is the point of this group text? What is it doing here, right? So it's like,
Yeah,
The
there was
fish
some
I'm
guy
time
like,
was
I'm
funny
like
though, right? The fish guy was
huh?
funny. I
the
thought the
fish
fish
Yeah, the
guy,
tuna
guy.
guy.
the
I
villain
mean,
in the
it
end,
was
I thought it was
funny, but
funny.
no, but I mean, I guess it was but you're right. I mean, it was funny. It goes to show their dynamics, but I'm like, how is this contributing to the relationship? They were not even talking about Marcus and the girlfriend because, like
Yeah,
that would have tied it nicely, right? But they're just talking amongst their thing, and I was like, is this supposed to make me understand Marcus better? But
yeah.
it's
But
not even
Marcus
about
wasn't even
Marcus because like
responding. Yeah, he
no, but
wasn't even
he's
in
not,
it.
right? So maybe that's her way of setting up the characters for the other book.
Oh, for the
But
future, maybe.
Oh, they each have
yeah,
books? Oh.
I don't
No, I
know.
think
yeah,
only
yeah.
two.
So
I
Well,
think
and
it's
then
only two
what's
books.
Alex.
Alex
And then
and
the
Lorne the second, and then the third one is about Peter and Maria. or is it that Mary Rose and Maeve?
Oh,
Oh,
I
okay,
see,
yeah, the
I
one that
see.
kept saying, "Oh, I think
Is
everybody's
it
assuming
Peter
they're
and Maria?
dating."
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
see.
yeah. Where people, yeah,
Yeah,
where people are
Um,
thinking that they're actually
like,
a
are they?
couple because the
Yeah,
way
yeah.
they talk to each other
really?
and
They're the third
everything.
book?
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. So I know. I was like, I those like I said, I skipped so much, and there's so many parts there, and then with the parents too, right? Every time with the interactions, like, okay, I already get it. They're evil people, right? So I was like it's almost like overkill, I guess, some of the details in the book, and as I'm listening to all three of you about the parents and everything, and then it made me think because you're right. I think I can't believe either that there are actually parents out there like that, but I guess there
Hmm.
are. I just I don't know. It's just it's they made. I think we talked about in other books before when they make the villains very villainy, like then they become like flat characters, right? They're like because that's all they are. They're just evil parents,
Yeah,
So
with no
and
nothing redeeming. Like they didn't learn
no,
anything. They just
exactly,
like,
right? Yeah,
yeah.
and I think usually that like exactly because normally like when the characters are written well, whether the villain or the side characters, when they're layered, you like then it enhances the experience. So um yeah, no, I bottom line, I like I said, this book frustrated me because I think made me realize I will take book Twitter recommendations with a grain of salt because I get the I get that like I think yes the one big thing is about the her being the whole body positivity, right? And then like really facing that head on. I didn't mind that part, right? Because I think and I think it made sense for her body size to be an issue because like it, Hollywood is attached to it too, right? So and I think, like you said, Lainey, normally in another romance, I think if they're supposed to be just regular folks, not celebrities or not high
Mhm.
profile, I think it would have been just really about her being confident and not having to think about like you know how it is, like how the public will perceive her. Because, but then here you can't avoid it because he's a celebrity, right? So I'm actually surprised that maybe she didn't want to focus too much about it, an author, because I can just imagine how brutal those comments are. The fact that it's mostly water off her back,
Or she did
and
say
on the
she
one hand,
stopped. She unmuted all the comments about like she doesn't read them or something. Like I think she just, I
but I
don't
think
know.
that's it,
But
right?
yeah,
I
it's
mean, she
hard not
did, but
to.
yeah, yeah, she did. But I think for me that would have been a good source of angst because
Mm,
like
right.
if you're not a public figure and for strangers to be talking to you that way,
Yeah.
I think that would probably more do whether you like it or not. I think that's quite a bit of like impact, right? So, but anyways, like I said, I think she didn't want to gloss about it too much.
But although talking
Um,
about that, sorry to interrupt, but in terms of the glossing part, I think one part that I actually really did like, I don't know if this is kind of tied to what you're saying, but when after she went to her parents, right, and then she asked Marcus to be intimate with her with the lights on, and then talk,
Oh, yeah.
for him to see
mm,
her stretch marks and everything.
right, yeah,
I
yeah,
thought I
yeah.
actually really liked that part. Like I thought that was very
Mm,
honest. That was a very honest scene
yeah,
because for
yeah,
someone who's exactly what you were saying about someone who's been reading this, even though she's tried to avoid it, right? Of course she still read some of them, and obviously it affected her. And just to have that, assurance from Marcus that like you don't care how I look. I thought
right,
that was so well done.
yeah.
Actually, that part I
Actually,
forgot to
I
mention.
forgot about that
I
scene.
I
You're right,
like
I
that
forgot
scene.
about
Yeah,
that scene.
that was
Yeah.
well done.
That
And
was a
Very
good one.
honest.
yeah.
Hmm.
And then the steamy scene, I think, yeah, I would have liked to see more because I think there was just that one big one, and I think that was it. and then, and then the funny part is, like, although I didn't mind the steamy scene as little as it is, I kind of laughed in the beginning of it because, can I say it? Because I mean, it's gonna be too much information, but it's in the book, right? How how he was talking about because there's so much padding in her bra.
Oh,
Remember?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, 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 that's right. She
She
couldn't, yeah.
couldn't just pull it down, or the legging has enough give, but it still didn't have a lot of give.
Yeah, yeah.
he's trying to be
I
realistic about it.
no, I know. I'm like, okay. In my head, I'm like, okay, maybe that was a bit too realistic. You know,
I know.
like maybe you shouldn't have included that part. But I get it. It is realistic,
Yeah.
right? So I was like, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
Um,
why just give her some crotchless panties or something? It's like in the scene. I know it was a little.
but yeah, no, but I did think about the cosplay, right? Because she did say it was like a lot of like duct tape or whatever. But you're right. I guess I didn't realize until you pointed it out, Emmy, that
It's weird.
you
That's
can't
just
just
weird.
duct tape and safety pin
No.
your entire
And and she's
costume,
saying,
right?
I know, like even because she's saying, oh, if you look at the back, but I'm like, girl, I don't know, it was like a technical thing for me. I was like,
Yeah. Oh, right.
that's really weird.
And then during the event, how she managed to pull that thing where it turned to a different costume. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, okay. For someone who doesn't
So
sew or
right. So
doesn't know
No,
how
but
to
the
sew.
friends,
I
the
think her
friends
friends did
helped
it, but then
her.
but even
Oh, is it?
the
Yeah.
technical thing aspect of that costume, because I'm trying to imagine it, I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
God.
know, I
Oh,
don't know.
it's not realistic
No,
enough
I
for
don't know. I
you.
don't know. It's just maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just
And he's like, let me try to make
I
it, see
know,
if it'll work.
but she didn't say what material she used. Maybe that's why it was like it was putting me
Right.
off. I know. It's like I am a nerd. Okay, I'm sorry. So,
No, no, and it's good. That's why I thought, like when I was reading, I'm like, okay, this is not really my thing. That's why I was hoping in a way, what like that aspect you would have enjoyed, Emmy. And I guess it sounds like to a degree you
I
did,
did,
but
yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's not enough to save the book. I guess, like So,
No.
but anyway, so yeah, so I think we're all kind of feeling the same about the book, which is, yeah, I know. I I did struggle to finish it because I think the book could have been 200 pages shorter, and that would have been perfect.
200 pages. That's like
So
half
it's
the
like a
book.
novella. It should have been a novella, really. No,
Yeah, I
but
think
yeah,
they could have.
talking about the too much details, even when April talks about her work, like about the rocks
Oh,
and
yeah, the
stuff.
geology.
Yeah, I
It's
was like,
like,
because I wasn't
Yeah,
interested in it. I was like, no, it's too much, girl. Like I don't want to hear
yeah.
it. Like the
Oh,
rocks
and
and
then
stuff.
see, and then for me, and like on top of that, for me, like to be a foodie, and then like not really
Oh, right.
like even with the food, I'm like, okay,
yeah, like
it's like
enough.
yeah, I did not enjoy that at all. Anyway, so um, so yeah, I guess where
Guys,
where do we move from here? Do we even wanna like talk about who we imagine? Is it even worth talking about who we imagine? Like for
But let
this
me
like
just say, I'm
story.
actually kind of relieved because I thought, oh my god, I might be like the outlier here, not the only one not liking the books. I'm almost relieved that we all kind of have the same opinion.
Yeah. I know, right? And I think for me that's saddest because like I think like I said there are pieces to this book that I like, but
For sure.
mhm.
but those things like I hate to say it like I almost DNF this book too. I was prepared to actually come and say like I did not finish this book, or it probably this would have been a book that if I'm not outside of our book club, I would have taken forever to finish. I would have like stop and then pick it up 3 months from now and say like go back to it.
I know, because when, honestly, when Lainey postponed this meeting, I was so mad because I actually had to force myself to finish it. Because I was like, because with me, I kind of want like a big, like not a big chunk, but, I don't want to be rushing it close
Yeah.
to the date. So when I was like, oh my God,
Mm.
so I have to finish it a few days before. But then now that you think, so I had to reread it to refresh my memory. So I was telling Lisa, because I saw Lisa today, I was like, oh my God, I had to read this freaking book twice. And I was like, because to
I
refresh.
know. I'm like, you read it again, right?
I forgot
Well,
about the date.
And I
It
didn't
totally.
want to say anything because I didn't want to give her my opinion. But I'm like, that must have been
Oh.
I was like,
painful,
no.
right?
I was like,
I
lady,
didn't
I
say
hate you
anything.
so much for postponing.
I know.
But first,
Oh,
I thought,
and then funny enough when she said let's postpone it, she's like, oh, thank for me. I'm like, oh, thank God, because like I don't know if I'm gonna finish this book before Sunday.
See?
So
I know.
yeah, no,
Well, at least we
yeah,
all finished it, so that's
yeah,
good.
we did, and then I thought, don't like I powered through it because I figured, okay, I mean, I'm the one who picked it, like I guess.
Yeah, you pick.
Yeah, you put it upon
You
us, man.
pick the book.
I know, because I'm like, I guess I
You
deserve
can't
to stop.
DNF it.
I'm like, I deserve to suffer. Sorry.
Oh God.
But and yeah, and then for what it's worth though, I'm so glad that I actually picked it and read with others because like I said, if I read this on my own, like it would have
Never
lingered and then I
finish
would
it,
have
right? Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I would have forever wondered. I'm like, oh, like I should pick up that book. What if it's good or like
true, yeah.
yeah,
True.
yeah,
It's good that we got it on sale, so there we go.
yeah. Oh yeah,
Yay.
yeah. Exactly, because I figured like like it's like one night or however much it was, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I did made me think I should have picked that dark romance or that angsty one that I'm actually dying to read. So hey, it is what it
Yeah.
is. We've gone through it. I
Well,
mean,
I'm
at
glad
least
we read it. Something
yeah,
different,
like,
There
new
were
out there.
gems. There were gems that that came up.
Gems.
yes, gems.
Good gems. Who knows? But there were
Okay.
gems.
Wait, so we're in an hour, guys.
Oh my
Should we
gosh.
talk about the hour? Should we just go to ratings? Should we talk about
I
who
think we
we
should just go to
imagined?
ratings.
Yeah, I think we should just
Oh,
yeah,
Okay.
let's
but
just
you
do
know,
Go to
that.
actually, okay, I do for the. I think okay.
Oh, you have someone in
Oh,
mind?
she has
So
someone.
I do
Okay.
have someone for the girl. Okay, for the guy, I actually did picture Nikolai.
Jamie?
Yeah, Nikolai
Yeah, Jamie.
Custer Waldo. I'm like,
Yes.
Okay.
at first, I
Me
was
too.
picturing
He's not blonde though.
dirty blonde.
He is blonde.
Because at first I was picturing,
I
you know,
guess, yeah.
Richard Madden who played Rob Stark. But then when they said he's a dirty blonde, I was like, oh, that's
Yeah,
Jamie
yeah,
Lannister.
Yeah, it's Jamie
yeah.
Lannister.
So for the girl, I actually, oh my God. So it was so funny. I was watching this AMC and then this girl popped up in the commercial. I just pictured a red, oh, you guys can't see. It's a
can't
commercial
see.
from Wegovy, like a medication.
Oh yeah. I know.
You
what
know,
you're
right?
talking
And
about.
then
Yeah.
there's like this girl, she's so pretty.
Is she redhead?
No,
Yeah.
she's not. She's brunette. But if you picture her with a red hair, oh my gosh, I don't
I
know.
can't see her face.
I know. Ah.
I was actually picturing Nicola Coughlan too, from Bridgerton, but she's not
Okay, I
big
can
that
kind
big.
of see it.
You can. Yeah.
Let me
oh,
see.
I can
the
kinda
girl-
see
oh,
it,
the
yeah.
girl,
A little bit,
okay,
yeah.
from Bridgerton, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's cute.
Oh,
Yeah.
From Wegovy, just Google Wegovy commercial. I don't even know.
Wegovy. Okay.
I don't even know what that drug is for. So I'm sorry if it's a bad medication.
It's like Ozempic. It's
oh,
like
is it?
Ozempic.
Is it really?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
Oh,
How people no, it's not for diabetes,
Yeah.
but it's like
Oh.
it's how people
Weight
use it off
loss.
label. Yeah,
Yeah,
weight
yeah,
loss.
yeah.
Yeah.
that girl is so pretty. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh, I can picture her. Anyways,
Yeah.
that's
And I guess Nicola, yeah.
Nikolai, right? Yeah, he's about the right
yeah.
age too, I think.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so, yeah.
But
yeah.
Jamie
Oh my God.
Lannister for sure. Like I know. Actually, I mean, who's that blonde actor that you love? I was thought maybe him too.
Alex Pettyfer.
The one? Yeah.
Yeah, I did too.
Oh,
I think he's a bit younger, right? He might be a
Yeah.
bit younger
Like the-
though.
No, but the older Alex, like the
No.
older Alex Pettyfer.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
Alex.
He's
Have,
big.
have you seen the Ministry of like Ungentlemen?
No, I
Like,
know, I
No.
haven't.
Ugh.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I think that
Yeah.
older Alex would have actually. You're right. That
Yes.
older Alex Pettyfer would have been okay for
You
this
They
know-
kept
role.
saying pretty. Oh, he's so pretty.
But Alex
And, like, he's a
Pettyfer, he
pretty-
actually sorry, change the topic, but he really wanted that Christian Grey part. I think he would have done a great job. I really wish
Oh.
he got it. He wanted that part so bad.
Oh, he would have been good.
Yeah, and then Bret
He
actually.
would've
Easton,
been
yeah, and Bret
good.
Easton Ellis wanted to write the screenplay for it.
What?
I know. So the two of them, because they did a podcast together and they were talking about it. I'm like, that would have been perfect casting. Alex Pettyfer with Bret Easton Ellis as a screenplay writer.
What? I'm
Oh my
shocked. I'm
God.
shocked they didn't pick him.
I know.
He was big at that time
I
too.
know,
He's like pretty.
I know. But he had a
Yes.
reputation for not being easy to work with, which I think was that was just a
Oh.
rumor. I think someone just started, Channing Tatum started that rumor. Anyways. I can go.
I mean,
I know the whole thing, but anyways.
I mean, she always has the
We'll
ins
never
and
get to
outs.
ratings if we let her go. We'll never get to ratings if we
Oh,
let her
wait.
go.
I'm sorry.
Okay, ratings, ratings.
Emmy,
Ratings.
our source of gossip. So
I know. She
Oh, good
knows.
Lord.
She has an inside scoop.
she is like our Paris Hilton. Or Perez Hilton.
Perez Hilton.
Perez Hilton, yes.
I follow him. I follow Perez still.
Oh my
God.
god. Okay. All right, okay, rating. Okay, so Emmy,
Okay,
you
rating,
start your
rating.
Oh no. Okay, so okay, let me just say the Dead Romantics. I think I'm gonna bump that up. Ate, you don't remember Dead Romantics? On my
No, I
other
do not remember that. I do not remember that.
Oh,
so I'm
God.
giving this one 1.75.
Oh God. Okay.
So I'll two. I guess
One-
I'll be a 2.
That's
It's
two.
yeah. So it's not a 1. It's yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yay.
Awesome. Lainey, what would you give this book?
So I feel so about it. So, but I do like. I mean, I want to read more about like plus size characters. So I give it 2.5, which is still a 2, but it's 2.5.
Oh, thanks, lady.
0.5 bump. Yay.
Lisa.
So I'm like Emmy. I'm going to give it a 1.75.
What?
So a 2 on Goodreads, yeah.
I like getting a 2.
Yes.
L.
L.
There are no half C's or 3/4 for me. It was okay. I'll give it a 2. So
Okay. Yay.
Oh my God, it's a 2 all around. That is a first for us.
Two
That's a first.
stars.
I
Okay.
know,
That is a
right?
first.
That's a first.
Yeah.
That is
And
a first.
sorry, Olivia, this was a miss for us. But
Yeah, it's just
But keep
very
writing, girl.
very subjective. Opinions are
Yeah.
very subjective. So
I you know what it is? I think it has an audience. It has an
For sure.
audience, and I guess I think we're not it. I think so.
Yeah.
We
I know.
all 4 of
Yeah,
us
it's
happen to
true.
be not the audience, I guess.
All right.
So I guess so. Whose turn is it?
It's my turn,
It's
guys.
back to
Lainey.
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 So,
My God,
So
we're
Lainey-
back. Yeah.
so Lainey is gonna pick the
What
next
did you
week for us.
choose?
So I've done something different, actually.
Oh.
So okay, I run our Instagram account, Crazy Bookish Asians. I've actually
yes.
become friends, not friends. We've messaged each other a few times. This author named Melanie Tang.
Oh,
She's actually
okay.
watched our thing. She's actually watched our a couple of our episodes. So I asked her if it's okay if we can review one of her books. I asked for permission just because I said, the vein of it. So we'll be honest. I don't want her to get hurt in case we don't like the book. She was like, no. She said she'll love to hear our opinion of it.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, so she
Okay,
said that,
okay.
she said since we have, she's seen it and we all have a variety of opinions anyway, so she'd like to hear what we'd like to say about her book.
Oh, I love authors
sh-
like that. Like, that they're willing to
Yeah.
listen to
Yeah.
good and bad.
I
Right,
hope,
right.
yes. So, so I warned her, hey, just FYI, we're going to be brutally honest. But again, it's just my sisters and I just chatting. And sister-in-law. She goes, no, she'll be happy. She's happy. She'll be happy if we choose one of her books. So she suggested this book called I Hate Nate by, Melanie Tang.
And she writes romance? Romance?
She
Yes.
writes mostly hockey
Sports romance.
Hockey
Yeah.
romance.
Sports,
Right.
yeah.
Oh, and she's Canadian. She's actually from the West Coast.
From West Coast. Yeah, she's from
Yay.
Vancouver. So this is
Okay.
about a team. It's called the hockey team, the fictional hockey team is called Vancouver Vice. And so this is actually book number 6, but she recommended it because the lead girl's Filipino. So
Ooh.
yeah. The lead girl's Filipino and the guy only dates Asian girls. So that was kind of that's the trope.
I know who I'm going to picture as the 3 Filipino. No, just
Oh, God.
I just
So, yeah.
joke lang.
It's like, you know who you're gonna pick.
Does she have multicolored hair? Joke lang, which means
Joke
joke only in
lang.
Filipino.
Joke lang. So yes, I'm very excited. So I warned her already. She's all up for it. So that's our next pick.
Yay.
I
All
hate
I
I
hate Nate.
Hate Nate by Melanie
Is it on
Ting.
Kindle or?
I feel like it is, but I have to confirm. I don't know. I'm not
It is.
completely
I believe
sure.
it is, Emmy.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's
I'm
book
not sure
number
if it's on KU though. Is it
6.
on KU? No, it's not.
It's book 6, but I feel like she says she
It's a
doesn't seem concerned. I
standalone,
guess it's
right?
a
Yeah,
standalone.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
guys, yay! Can't wait.
Woohoo! Can't
Yay.
wait.
All right. Okay. I
Oh, I
think
see it.
is
Okay.
All right.
that the end?
So on that note, I guess, folks, thank you for being here. If you're still here
Yes.
right till the end, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed
Good for
another.
you.
Yeah, good for you. And I hope you enjoyed our chaotic discussion and cackling,
Yes.
you
Okay.
know, throughout it. You have a lovely time, and we'll see
Thank
you at the
you.
next episode.
We'll
Thank
see
you,
you
and
next
don't forget
episode.
to
Bye.
subscribe if you have.
Like and
Bye.
subscribe.
Like
Bye.
and subscribe. Bye.